Hey yo, hey, today we are talking about gratitude and resilience. If you are new here, my name is Galanda B and I'm an emotional awareness coach dedicated to helping you understand and connect with your emotions through mindfulness, enabling you to experience greater joy and peace in your life. Yes. So I was moved to this topic based on the huge amount of upheaval that is everywhere in the world. As a person that is US born, there's a lot of turmoil going on there, but the US isn't the only place where there's a lot of turmoil going on. This would be a good opportunity to talk about how we can use gratitude in building our resilience during these tough times. So today we're going to talk about a few things, including what is resilience and how gratitude can help us, and then some ways to practice gratitude for resilience. So as always, I always have my notes because I want to make sure that I hit the key points with you guys every time. So gratitude is not just a feel-good practice. It's not just something to help you feel better about what's going on. It really is a tool to help fortify you so that you can manage during challenging times. There's this quote that I found that I thought was really powerful that I'd like to share. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Gratitude turns what we have into enough, right? So you might say, okay, Galanda, well, what is resilience? Resilience is the ability to shift and change and adapt, bounce back during challenging or difficult times, right? So this means that you have the flexibility because you have certain tools available to you that you can reach into your toolbox with to manage when things don't go as expected, right? Resilience is not about avoiding the challenge. It's not about avoiding the stress, right? It's about navigating it with confidence and clarity, okay? Resilience is not about avoidance. It's about navigating with confidence and clarity, right? Is resilience easy? Generally, no. It is definitely a skill that we have to work on, that we have to cultivate, because life isn't easy, right? These things that come up aren't always easy. And especially now when people are feeling very overwhelmed, where there's a lot of uncertainty about what's to come, it could be a challenge, right? Now, gratitude helps you to shift your perspective, right? It says when we're overwhelmed, when we're scared, right? We are focusing on what we don't have, right? We are looking at the fear of what might happen, right? And what gratitude does is it helps bring us back to the present moment so that we can focus on what is and not what might be or what is to come, right? Gratitude helps you refocus to what's true in the moment, right now, right? Listen, I didn't make this up, but scientific studies show that gratitude activates the portion in the brain that is associated with stress reduction, okay? Maybe I'll link a study or two below. Y'all forgive me, I'm outside and these allergies are trying to interrupt my flow, okay? Resilience comes not, again, by avoidance, but anchoring in what you know, anchoring in what you do. Another word that's very popular that people use is grounding, connecting you back to nature and what is sound and what is stable, right? And that's what gratitude does for us, right? So there's 3 suggestions that I'd like to offer you on how you can practice gratitude in the moment, right? If you've been watching any of my videos, you will know by now what my favorite one is, and it is the breath. Gratitude in the moment, right? A mindful pause to just breathe and give thanks for what is in the moment, right? In this practice, you take 15, 30 seconds to breathe and think of one thing that you're thankful for in this moment. One thing, right? So I'll give you an example of what one of the gratitude in the moment practices that I do when I first wake up in the morning, right? But this is an example of how it only takes 15, 30 seconds. This is an example of how it only takes 15 to 30 seconds, okay? When I wake up and I open my eyes and I take a breath and I give thanks for my pillow. It's small, but it's concrete. I can feel the softness of it, right? I give thanks for my satin pillowcase so I don't have to wear a bonnet, right? If you're out and about and you need to take a mindful, grateful pause, you might be grateful that you have gas in your car and that you don't have to take the bus. You might be grateful that you decided to run your errands in the morning before all the traffic hits, right? So when you're feeling overwhelmed or maybe anxious in the moment because a situation may have shifted in a way that you did not expect, let's take a pause. A nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling that thing through the nose and giving one thing that you're grateful for. So a mindful pause. That's the first way that you can practice gratitude in order to help you cultivate your resilience. Another one is gratitude in reflection. And gratitude in reflection is about thinking to your past challenges and thinking about how you overcame them. Right? So you have moved past some challenges in your life. So taking a moment to reflect and give thanks for the lessons learned that helped you move through that past challenge. Taking a moment to reflect, to give thanks for the tools that you had in that moment to get past, right? What gratitude and reflection does is it reminds you is that you have inner strength. What gratitude and reflection does is it reminds you that you have inner strength, that you have the ability and the capability to overcome challenges because you've already done it, right? You've already done it. The third thing is gratitude journaling. For those people who are tactile, you're going to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Again, these don't have to be huge things. You can be grateful that you decided not to lay in the bed all day today. Okay? That's something to be grateful for. You can be grateful that your child got dressed and didn't have to change 5 times because they couldn't make their mind what they wanted to wear today, right? You can be grateful for a cup of tea. You could be grateful for a painting or a picture on your wall. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but physically taking the time to write down 3 things that you are grateful for. It helps to focus you again back in the moment, ground you in this space, which helps to reduce the anxiety that you may be feeling about shifting times in your life. Okay? Now, one of the things that I'd like to address is that gratitude isn't about ignoring your pain. Gratitude and grief can and often do coexist. Remember that resilience is about navigating challenges with clarity and confidence. So you don't have to be positive to be resilient. You don't have to not acknowledge your emotions to be grateful. You can be sad and grateful. You can be angry and grateful. Okay? You could even be depressed and grateful. These emotions don't live in silos. They can and often do coexist. So, what gratitude does is it is nurturing your emotional flexibility, right? Instead of you being weighed down of what might be or what you think might be happening, gratitude helps to focus you on what is so that you can have some space to have some clarity, right? And confidence about the choices that you need to make to navigate these shifting times, right? So, what I am going to offer to you is to pick one. Pick one of the options for practicing gratitude during resilience, which is a mindful, grateful breath, right? Gratitude reflection, or gratitude journaling, and see how this shifts your clarity and confidence when needing to navigate challenging times. Until the next time, bye-bye.